Right then guys, Lambretta vlog time. It has been absolutely ages since the last vid, as I'm sure you're aware. We're talking like months and months now, but I've had quite a lot of shit going on in my life, so I haven't really been doing them. But anyway, we seem to be alright now. So we're on the SX. I'm hoping this camera's in right position because I haven't had this helmet on for a while. We're on the SX 200 that I bought. To be honest, I bought end of last year, but I just haven't been out doing vids and stuff on it because I've not been that way inclined, shall we say. But this is it. So it's a standard, well, almost standard 200cc iron barrel. The only difference is that it's got a 25mm carb on it. A 25mm Delorto PHBH carb, as opposed to the I think it came with an SH222, or maybe even a 20, an old Delorto one, but obviously to get a little bit more performance it's just got a slightly bigger carb. And when I say performance, I mean it's not a performance vehicle at all. So it's got a slightly bigger carb and a 42mm Clubman exhaust, as opposed to, I think they were just, I remember, 38mm, just a standard Clubman exhaust. So it's all pretty much standard as it comes from the factory. I'm still running it in. It hasn't been without problems, I've got to say. I did, you might have seen on Instagram, I put a picture that I'd seized it a couple of weeks back. I wasn't exactly going too fast. I think I've got footage of that still, so if I have, I'll put that in here. So I wasn't going too fast. It was more like I was just riding it for a little bit too long, if you know what I mean. You know, you're not supposed to do miles and miles on it, and I suppose I did about, I don't know, I'd probably done about 5 miles or something when it seized. It was quite a warm, muggy night, and we're sort of putting it down to, when I spoke to John, I think I was just too small on the main jet, especially to say I was running it in. The only jets I had were like 118s and 120. And other than that, that was just way too boggy, like unrideably boggy. So I had to put I put a 93 in. So it's obviously worlds away from where it sort of needed to be, I think. And as a result, I seized the engine. But whatever, it's part of it. So all that involves is just to strip the engine down, check for damage, looked at the barrel, and it had a bit of a couple of score marks down it near the sides of the transfer ports, and the piston had a couple of bits on, you know, in a similar sort of area where it had just taken a bit of the metal off the barrel. So all you have to do is hone the barrel. So I had to buy a honing tool because mine were knackered, and I had to I just used wet and dry, you know, like emery cloth on the piston, just to clean that back up. Checked all piston rings and that. Luckily they weren't stuck in or anything daft, so that made it slightly better. Could have been worse. Might have had to buy a new piston then, you know, and then start absolutely all over again. Because in reality I think I've probably only done about 50-60 miles on this, and with it being an iron barrel, it's supposed to be it's supposed to do about 500, like really steady 500. So what I did, so sorted it, hopefully. Seems alright now. I'm trying to go a little bit steady. Don't really want to wind it on and get onto that main jet just yet, just until it's had a few more miles on it and I'm a bit more confident in it. But that's about it really. I've sort of got it back together. The black one's been alright, but I'm having a couple of problems with the LI, the special. That started to get really boggy for some reason towards the mid-range, but that's on a Mikuni carb, and I'm kind of deciding that that's down to just wear on the carb, because the Mikuni carb doesn't have an atomizer in the same way that the Delortos do. As in the needle just goes up and down inside the carb itself, which has probably led to it wearing the needle down and wearing the carb down, you know, like the actual port, the passageway where the needle goes up and down in. Has worn that out as well, so I tried to rectify that by putting a more lean needle in it, and that really didn't help at all, so I've had to go all the way back to the thing, and I've ordered a smaller main jet for that, because I was on a 320. From what I've been speaking around with people, they're on like 315s, so it might just be boggy because it's, you know, getting too much fuel. I'm hoping that's it anyway. So yeah, so this is an SX200, as I say. It's pretty tidy. We'll get somewhere where we can have a little look around it in a minute. Call up at the retail park up here. It's usually quite quiet up there at this time of day, at the bingo side of it all. So we'll go there. Look at me just riding in this guy's blind spot here, which you're not supposed to do. If you can't see them in their mirror, they can't see you. So I don't really like undertaking people, because he could just pull over at any time, couldn't he? Yeah, so this, like I said, the SX is not without problems. I've seized it once, and also the kickstart return spring has failed. So when you kick it up, the kickstart just stays down, so you have to lift it back up with your foot, which is obviously not what you're supposed to be doing. Come on, baby! But I've been and bought a new one of them already, so I've been and got that today from Oil Tech in Barnsley, but I didn't want to start doing that just yet. Just for now, I just thought I'll lift the kickstart up just so I can get out and give it a bit of spin. Plus I really wanted to do a vid, so I'm hoping this video comes out alright now. So we'll call in here and park it up, and we'll have a little look around. Love how this sounds with the standard exhaust, just pop, pop, pop. So that's an SX200, genuine, from 1966. As I say, completely standard. I mean, look at exhaust on it, cool or what? Nice little mini Clubman exhaust there. Yes, it's pretty much, apart from the colour, it's pretty much identical to the Li, apart from the side panels. They're the only sort of distinguishable difference. And the badge, you know, the X200 badge, showing you it's an SX. It's got dampers on it on front, which my other one hadn't, because I think they were welded on it wrong place with the lugs for it. Standard sort of colour, just with a little bit of blue going through it, just sets it off a little bit. I wasn't really that keen on that blue initially when I got it. I thought I probably wouldn't have done that, but it's growing on me a bit, and it's nice because it just offsets with, you know, with wheels as well, just to set it off. But yeah, that's what they look like. The seat cover needs changing for an Italian shape one, because that's an Indian shape one. It's an Italian seat, it's a Giulieri seat, but I want it to be it's like a sexier shape if you want on the other one. So I'm going to get one of them sorted. So yeah, 1966, all original, even down to, well, it didn't come with a toolbox, but I've even put the stickers on it and stuff, you know, the SX200 stickers and all that. So I mean, that's pretty much it. That's what an SX200 looks like. Oh, and then that's not original either. I definitely want to put that on myself. I definitely would not have done that, but it doesn't look too bad. And the thing is, if I take it off now, you're just going to have two holes where it's you know, bolted on, so I can't really do that. So I'm going to have to stick with that now until, well, in case anything happens to it. So yeah. Only two things I need to change, like literally these two dots. I didn't have 4 of these grey ones, so I put 2 black ones in just to fill those holes, like. So yeah, there you go, SX200 for you. Right, I'll show you what I'm on about with the kickstart. You'll see it and you'll hear it. Because obviously that should return back up, but it isn't doing. So when you start it, it'll just stay down and it'll ratchet on the gearbox until I lift it, but watch. See, like that, did you hear that? I can't leave it doing it, obviously, because it's just going to wear away on the little thingies on it. Also, it's a bit stiff on the throttle, you know, on the accelerator. You know, wherever you sort of leave it is where it'll stay, which actually isn't that bad, as long as you know that it's going to do that. Because say if you're going uphill or whatever, and you're trying to put your right arm out, it's just going to die, innit? So you end up like looking like a bloody seagull, flapping your arms about. All standard Standard sort of clutch and everything. Well, that's it, that's an SX200. So we'll just have a little potter about. I think you're supposed to go a specific way out of it, but I'm not really sure how it works, so we'll go this way. Looks fucking cool. It's one of them where you can't stop, you know, when you go past a shop and that, you can't not look in the reflection. I just absolutely love the way this looks. Complete opposite to my other one. No exits, it must be down here. You know, it's night and day. I considered putting white wall tyres on it, but I think with it being so white already, it'd probably end up looking too white, if you know what I mean. It just starts looking a bit garish. And when I got it, it had a white seat on it as well, which I really didn't like. And it's not good to me because I'm too hands-on with it, you know, taking it apart and messing about. So a white seat ain't going to last 2 minutes for me, is it? Nice and steady, you know, just like leisurely ride about. I absolutely love the sound of that exhaust, I really do. Sounds so vintage. Clutch is absolutely silk as well, because it's a standard 4-plate clutch with standard springs, because it ain't got the power, you know, to necessitate 5-plate or any stiffened springs even at this stage. I mean, it might do in the future. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it in the future, because it is when you're used to riding around on the TS1 like I do, riding around on this is a massive step backwards. But it's not a race bike, is it? It's a true classic is what this is. And I mean, if you know scooter and you know how much these things sort of cost, so I'd rather keep it as standard as possible really, rather than just mess about with it and change things on it that don't need changing. Like my dad used to say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And it's not broke just yet. Touch wood if there were any. So yeah, that's about it really for this vid. I just wanted to say sort of a reintroduction and get back into doing the vids. I bought a new helmet as well. I bought a Simpson, it's like a Simpson Bandit helmet. You can look them up if you don't know what they are. But it's a modular one, because I always have a flip up helmet, because it's just easier to talk to people when you're at traffic lights and shit. But I was really struggling finding somewhere to mount the camera. I did actually do it, and it was just really bad wind noise compared to what this one always used to be. This always seemed to have quite a decent sound when I set it up like this. And the Simpson, it's a bit weird. It's a really quiet sort of helmet. There's a bit of wind noise which is getting to the microphone. I think it's because I went putting the microphone though. But with this, you can sort of hear the engine a bit more. On that Simpson, I found that you just couldn't hear the engine. All you could really hear were wind noise. Beep beep. So yeah, I'm hoping this vid's all going to work out and be in the right place. But yeah, it certainly turns a few heads compared to the black one, which is just a bit of a dirty rat. Yeah, and there's not many about. From what I could see, I might be completely getting this all wrong, but it says there's something like 58 or 60 of them in the UK, I think, or registered, I think. I mean, they only made 20,000, something like 21,000, if that, 20,500 of these in the world anywhere at all. You'll find a lot more that look like him, because a lot of people just get a special like mine and buy some SX panels and badges and go around calling it an SX200 or a Jet 200, you know, which is the Spanish one, which is, you know, that's fine if that's what people want to do. I could never understand that though. If you've got a 150 special, then call it a 150 special or a 125 special. That's what it is and what it always will be. You're not really kidding anybody, are you? You know, why would you pretend? It's like when they put these Ferrari body kits on a Toyota. Like, why do it? You've got a Toyota, whatever, MR2, do they do that too? I don't know, I don't really know cars. But you know, you're not really kidding anybody apart from yourself, and it's, even then in the back of your mind, you'd know that that wasn't actually what it was, wouldn't you? Stay there, mate. I knew we were going to do that. Oh, it's leisurely, is this bad boy. So yeah, I mean, that really is like about it. I'm just going to head back. My mate's calling around for a can. And as I say, I've been and bought the Kickstart Spring to swap. But I know that it's going to be absolutely hammering it down all day tomorrow according to the weather anyway, so I'm just going to do that job tomorrow. Come on, baby. To be fair, it might actually be alright when I get it, when it gets running properly. I know my mate Brookie's got a 48mm exhaust as opposed to 42, which will definitely give it a pick up sort of in performance. But we are limited to the 25mm carb and stuff anyway, so you can't just, you know, if you put a really big expansion chamber on this, it's not really what I'm aiming to do. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just not what I'm doing. I've got a relatively fast scooter, especially compared to this. And this one's just a bit more chilled out, a bit more nice, steadier way to ride. I need to get a mirror for it because I hate not having a mirror. I'm not getting loads of them. I'm not going to do, you know, get a Paul Weller haircut and 25 mirrors all stuck on front of it, because that's exactly the opposite of what I want to do with my time. But I do want a mirror just to see behind me, because there could be, you know, you can see flashing blue lights and stuff, and you know you need to get over. Whereas now they'd have to be right up my arse, you know, with sirens going for me to even know they're there. Look at this convoy. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, I have to keep craning my neck and looking around like that just to make sure there's nothing going on behind me that I don't want to happen. Or there's anything I need to be aware of. So I hope you guys have all been alright anyway. I hope you're all still out there doing it. Cheers for sticking with me. I know you guys have liked me picture on Instagram and this and that. I'm sorry to keep you waiting so long, like I said, but those who know will know what I'm talking about when I say I've had a few things to sort out in my life, but they're all but sorted now, hopefully anyway, as long as she leaves me alone. That's all I'm going to really say about that. So yeah, get buzzing. So there's going to be plenty more vids coming. Only thing is I have to, like I said, I have to wear this old helmet, and I don't like wearing this old helmet. I just spent 300 quid on a bloody Simpson one. But it's not working with the microphone setup, unless I can work on it and get it a bit more sorted. Plus the other helmet looks absolutely cool as shit compared to this. I always wanted a Simpson Bandit, but like we say, needs must in it. For the sake of doing the vids, I can always just bob this one on and get you a vid done. I'm hoping it's in the right place after all this now. It's probably pointing at the bloody floor. So yeah, not else to really tell you today, just that I'm back on it. I'm going to try and get some more vids done. I think I'm at 91 or 92 now. This is probably 92, I think. Aim was to get at least 100 done, ever, because they're always going to be there, aren't they? I'm sure we can manage to get to 100. I should have a few more years left in me, but you don't want to tempt fate with that. So yes, I'm off home. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a toolbox door rubber because it's rattling like Billy O and it does my head in. So I'm gonna get that sorted. So that is about it for now, boys. So give it a like and subscribe and thumbs up and things like that. If you want a sticker, then get in touch. Don't just keep crossing, love. If anyone wants a sticker, then get in touch, and that's about it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.